You may be familiar with this 15mm bolt-in hose outlet. It's been part of our product range for several years, and it fits inside a 50mm hose or bigger. You just make a 15mm hole in your hose and you put this plate and the barbed outlet on the outside and the threaded plate on the inside and tighten it up. Now you've got a sealed outlet for a heater hose or bleed or header tank takeoff, whatever you like. Well, we now have a new range of beautifully machined aluminium hose takeoffs which work in a similar way. This one is a bleed outlet, and I've fitted this inside a 25mm ID elbow. It comes with a Doughty washer. You just unscrew it to bleed air out of your system, tighten it up to seal it. And on the other end of this hose, there's an 8mm hose outlet, and in this 45mm hose there's an M12 by 1.5 threaded outlet. Here's how they work. Here's the kit for making a 25mm outlet in a coolant hose of 45mm ID or bigger. First thing is a punch. This is supplied with every kit, and with this you can make the hole in your hose, and we'll show you how to do that later. This is the part that goes inside the hose through the hole that you make. It's got a little ridge all the way around here which helps it seal on the inside of the hose. This part goes on the outside of the hose once it's through, which again has a little raised edge around to seal on the outside. And this is a threaded outlet that tightens it all up. And screw that on tight. It's got two flats on it if you need to use a spanner. Screw it on tight until it clamps itself both sides of the hose, inside and out, and seals. There's also an O-ring which you can put over the inside part of the union, which will seal it if you want to mount the outlet in a square metal box section or a semi-rigid plastic tube or pipe. Same thing applies. That on the outside, and tighten it up with the outlet. There are several ways to make the hole in your hose. I've got the little punch that's supplied with the kit here sitting on a block of nylon inside the hose. You can push it down further in if you want to. You put that on a hard surface and then give it a good square whack with a rubber hammer on the top, and that should punch through in one go. Or you might find it easier to put a piece of wood inside your hose and use a wad punch like this one to punch a hole through the hose anywhere you like, even in the corner of a 90-degree bend. Or if you need a hole near the end of your hose, you can use a multi-size rotating wad punch like this one to nibble the hole out to the size you want. So let's assemble this outlet into this 45mm ID hose. Put the inside piece through the hole. The outside ring on, and then the outlet. And tighten it up, and you can see as you tighten it flattens the inside of the hose until it makes a seal all the way around. I'm doing this by hand. You can just nip it up with a spanner. Fitting the outlets into smaller ID hoses can be a little bit fiddly, especially if you want to mount it away from the end of the hose. But you can use a screwdriver or a piece of wire, put it in your hose to guide the outlet, push it through, pull the thread through, put the cap on and the nut, and tighten it up. This is an 8mm outlet. There's a range of barbed outlets from 8mm to 25mm, and a range of threaded outlets from 1/8 NPT, 1/4 MPT, 3/8 BSP, and M10, M12 and M14. Even down to this M5 threaded outlet, which I fitted inside a 19mm ID heater hose. They didn't quite make it into our latest catalogue, but you can find them all online.